it went quiet and stopped attacking. And it is about 30 seconds after you see Coryne that you hear much closer to you, boom, boom, as Coryne was not able to successfully hide from the mag mortar, and it realized this. Welcome to the Indigo League, where trainers grow and bond with their Pokemon to become the very best and prove themselves unbeatable.
We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.
Last time on Unbeatable.
And headed off into the woods on a timed trial, trying to get to the western side of the island of Cinnabar to grab a flag. It's a fetch quest.
Not prepped for this? I feel like you guys were...
How do you prep for this?
Once they get there, they discover the cave that Brand had told them to enter, but Seth ends up finding a secret set of stairs.
Cool. Guys, found more stairs. Just in this door that's been kicked down. I'm going down it now.
Wait.
Keep looking for the coaster.
Why did you open the doors? Why did you open the doors? Why did you open the doors?
At this point, they slam the doors shut and turn to look at the Dittos when they realize that now they are basically going to be trapped in here with these Dittos and the mucks outside the room. Welcome to the world of Pokemon, and thank you guys for joining us. Today, we are beginning in the room in the cavern underneath Cinnabar Island, where you have found a long-abandoned Team Rocket base from the days before the Crimson Rockets and the Blue Rockets, from the days of Old Kanto before Red had cleared Team Rocket out of the base. Currently, each of you stand in this dusty, abandoned underground room where electricity still manages to flow through the entirety of the room. And the room itself has a medical counter and a light surgery suite, as well as two large liquid enclosures, two glass tubes that go almost floor to ceiling with large bits of machinery at the top and bottom, with a light blue water-like liquid gurgling within it. And in each of those two tubes, there is one a purple gelatinous body and the other a light blue gelatinous body. The purple, however, has just a section of it against the glass, and there's this like really unnerving black beaded eyes, almost like sketch of a smiley face that has started to form out of the ooze. But I turn it over to you. What are you guys doing in this moment?
Running.
Would I recognize that it's a Ditto?
Ditto is a relatively newly discovered Pokemon within the last couple decades. However, it is recognizable enough. Once it was discovered, it's pretty useful in a lot of different combat scenarios. It would have gotten famous on the circuit, but you would definitely recognize that it is a Ditto.
Oh, and there's a blue one?
A baby blue, yeah.
Are you guys in pain currently? I'm just looking to get a vibe check off of them.
As you call out, the Pokemon.
Oh.
As you call out, the light blue one just continues to float. You still haven't seen any sort of face or anything on that one. But the purple one, the gross smiley face, goes and turns downward.
We should okay. I'm gonna look at the computer stuff and see if I can find like a release switch or something.
That's one of my favorite sentences. Seth, can you please roll me a tech check? Coryne, you had a hand up?
Seth's better at tech than I am, technically.
Those of us that are hurrying because of all the Pokemon that are coming up behind us, how close are they? Do we hear them coming?
I'm gonna go ahead and Gavin, are you also outside with Coryne keeping an eye, or are you in with Seth?
I'm finding like a chair or something heavy, and I'm getting ready to smash the test tube.
Okay, so you're gonna go grab the chair off the side next to the counter. While you're doing that, Coryne, you're keeping an eye down. Can you roll me a tracking check, please?
Oh, yes, I sure can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. So sorry.
You tried. That's all that matters.
We're doing this backwards. You should be the one breaking these things. It should be
5. Yeah, my technology is really good.
You can still hear the sounds of mucks, but you can't tell how far down in the dark tunnel they are, because remember, other than the lights in this room and the flashlights that you guys had, it is pitch black down here. Seth, what was your tech check?
I didn't roll it yet. Here we go.
Why didn't you roll it yet?
Because I was waiting. It was anticipation.
That's fair. You're being polite. I appreciate you. What was that?
That's 3.
3. 3. There is no big red shut off button on the keys, so you're not quite sure where to start. Gavin, did you say you were gonna try and smash the glass tube with that chair?
If Seth can't find a way in legitimately, time is of the essence, and I'm gonna smash I'm gonna smash him out of there if I got to.
Guys,
Seth,
why
when
don't
you
we
can't
just
find
leave them?
Coryne.
We can come back.
Okay. Okay. We'll come.
Ah!
I want to check one more time. I don't want to break
Okay.
the thing because I don't want to hurt him.
Okay, Seth is in front of one. Are you hitting the one that Seth is in front of, or the other one?
The other one.
Okay, so you rock up to the light blue one. Go ahead and roll me your best strength check.
That's a 1. Plus 1.
Total 2. So you run up with your rusted metal chair, boom, into the side. It bounces off of the double reinforced plexiglass directly back into your face, immediately splitting your lip. Take 2 minor wounds.
Oh
I'm
God!
gonna talk to I'm gonna look at the one Ditto that is making the frowny face.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry. We're gonna come back and help you. Okay?
We'll
We just
be
gotta
back
go,
for
'cause
you.
Is there no like release button? Is there like a little valve I can turn to let the
There is
loose
no
guy
big
out?
release button or like turny valve. It probably requires some commands to be typed into the console. At the current moment, you are unable to find it.
Okay, we'll be back. I promise. I'm gonna leave the light on this time. And then we're just gonna go.
And then you just
and
go,
run.
you run out?
Yeah.
Coryne, as you're the one who's still out, Vermilion starts like hitting you on the shoulder.
What?
As you can see at the edges of the light, the purple ooze start to move up the
Okay,
hallway.
go! Let's go. We gotta go.
We're going.
Yeah.
Coryne,
You're going with your
Coryne.
split lip.
Coryne closes the door behind everybody and follows everybody in the rear.
So you guys do close the door to the Ditto room as you leave.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Okay. So you
I don't want the musk to get in there.
down the hallway. Can everyone please make me an athletics check? Your choice of dice.
It's a 5.
It's a 5. Coryne, you're being very quiet about what yours was.
Well, it just so happens to be the same as Seth, which would be 3.
3. So not
I got
only
the
are you
best of an
guys.
athletics check.
That's bullshit.
That's
That's,
not
what
a
that
good
is.
thing.
That's
It's
fucking
not a good
bullshit,
thing.
dude. This is my best stat.
Wait, let me roll for Vermilion. Vermilion's rocking a 5, so we're living life.
Wow.
As you guys are running,
Gavin and Vermilion pulling up the front.
it has been a
Thing
long
everywhere.
3 hours, and I say 3 hours because we are hopping to 3 hours at this point as you lose time with the amount of people who failed that roll. As you're running, though, the muck are running at significantly slower pace. Even with you lagging behind, you're still going to lose them over the course of the next 10 minutes as you're sprinting. You can still hear them in the distance, but they're no longer visible to you at the current moment. As you guys run and sprint, it is eventually you pass by one more closed door. Is anyone stopping for that, or are you going to continue?
Yeah, I want to read if I can see anything on the door. And I'll
Okay.
let them go ahead of me. I know Gerber's in the back with me, but like.
Yeah, Gerber at this point has been flying behind all of you. As you stop, there is no markings on this door, unlike the last door.
Okay. I'll just keep mental note of it, and we'll keep going.
Okay, you all sprint forward. One last round of athletics checks, real quick. Okay, Vermilion got a 10. Coryne, what did you get?
20.
Nice. Seth, what did you get? 7. Gavin, what did you get?
I also got a
11.
10.
Oh, 11. Okay. Okay, good to know. So,
Gotta get that time in there.
with this good round of rolls, you guys are going to be at 185 minutes have passed. But as you get there, the hallway ends. You see your lights eventually hit the end of the hallway where there is a staircase headed upwards.
Okay. This is the way, Gerber. This is where we were going.
Gerber goes, Say there!
Okay. Let's go.
Up we go.
Up you go. Okay, you start sprinting up the stairs. As you get one floor up on the set of stairs that you're headed up on, it goes from this kind of like higher tech, kind of lab-esque aesthetic to it, lots of cement, lots of tile, to as you get up, wood paneling covers the stairs. You're walking over a very old, very rotten, like very nice red rug that goes up the stairs. Very ornate and broken sections of the staircase railing. You go up 2 flights of stairs before you hit the first doorway, which is completely caved in. There's rocks there, but there's another staircase. There's another set of stairs headed up.
Okay. Based on the levels, we should be one more up. We need to go.
You should want to try and go one more up. Okay.
Yeah. Well, because we went downstairs into this basement and then down into more stairs to get into the tunnel. So.
Okay.
Ooh, you're right.
But you're also not aware of whatever the earth above the tunnel might have fluctuated as well.
I'm fine dying.
That's true.
See?
Wait a minute. No.
I got backup characters.
As you hit the top of the stairs, you see that this is where the staircase would end and level out into a hallway. But at the end of the hallway, the very nice like wood paneling is crushed by a massive chunk of like cement beam that has fallen into the hallway. It looks like it's easily 1.5 to 2 feet thick of straight cement. That seems to block the rest of the exit.
Okay.
I finally had that chair.
I'll confirm with Gerber. This is the last blockage.
As you get up, you don't even have to confirm with Gerber because you can see that there are fresh Scyther claw marks across the front of this stone. He'd given it a test before he came back.
Okay. Coryne, this might be the time to try the thing. And I'll bring out Bowie.
Before we do, does it look like something that a human can like lift and shift, or like no?
Hundreds of pounds.
Okay, got it. Yep. All right, Myrtle.
The only reason we couldn't do it is because Gerber didn't have thumbs.
Okay, you guys both release Bowie and Myrtle, and
can I bring out Horsey?
Yes, you can absolutely bring out your Horsey. There is a quick myriad of Totodile, Squirtle Squirt, and from Horsey as the three of them all appear.
Okay. It's not the most feminine name, but I know what I'm gonna call Horsey.
Okay, what are you gonna call Horsey?
Bugle?
Oh, dude, that's pretty great. Bugle's a good name. Go ahead and mark off a friendship with Bugle for now.
It loses a friendship. Mark off a friendship.
Mark off a friendship. Get rid of it.
No.
She's like, but Bugle?
Bugle? What the hell?
Bitch, excuse me?
But as you release Bugle and Bowie and Myrtle, 3 great names for Pokemon. I just want to point that out. You guys are killing the game right now. What are you commanding each of the moves? Are we calling out like our water spouts and our hydro pumps and stuff?
Okay, yeah, so now's the time. I'm going to go ahead and have Bowie kick us off with a hydro pump, and then hopefully with Myrtle and Bugle. It'll help try and break down this rock, or at least cave out something that we can brush aside to help get through.
All right, give the 3 of you, give me your best, like, ordering the commands all at once.
All right, I pick up
3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Carbonate.
Bugle, water gun.
Burrty understood the assignment. Burrty got it. Okay.
I don't need words.
You don't need
pick
words.
Up Bowie and I shake him. He gets a little carbonated, and I squeeze him.
Okay.
I feel like Coryne like puts her shin right behind Myrtle because Myrtle's still not strong, and like braces herself on the shin.
Yeah, 100%. Myrtle holding back. Now carbonated Bowie and Bugle all toss forward water spout, hydro pump, and water gun. Can each of you please roll the relevant attack die with that roll?
Yeah.
We're aiming to break a 30. Gavin, what'd you get?
That is a saucy 20.
Okay. Myrtle, what'd you get?
11?
Oh, Bowie, what'd you get?
17.
37, 47. Yeah, that fucking destroys the 30 that I wanted you guys to hit. All 3 of you releasing your different torrents of water outwards. All 3 are gonna strike the cement at the same point, and it's gonna just, instead of being the blast of water that you want it to be, that explosive concussive hit, it hits and withholds the first few seconds, and you can see chunks of cement start to off the sides being eroded to where you can see bits of rebar starting to poke out. Immediately the torrent of water is enough to immediately flow over each of your shoes and soak your shoes through. And you can see the water flowing back behind you down the staircase. And it takes 30 seconds of continuous water into the side of this beam before you hear as a large section of the cement beam breaks off. You see now that you've eroded a hole in between 2 pieces of rebar in the center of this cement beam. It is a thin hole that you are each going to have to crawl through in order to get out, but you can see the dimming sunlight on the other side of the cement beam. I'm going to add another 5 for this, by the way.
Yeah, sure. I scoop up Myrtle and I tell her to hang on to my crop top, so I have her like a front backpack, and I'm crawling through and like as much as I possibly can, I'm trying to like shove rocks forward. Like if I have to like shove pot, just to like make sure no one else is getting snagged, so that we can get through faster.
Coryne, not having to do with your role, because this is all totally within your ability to do. Can you, independent of that, please roll me a d20? Not adding anything to it, just a d20.
Oh no!
The roof collapses on you.
Why? 16.
16
I'm
is...
I'm scared. I don't like it.
Okay. So, yeah, you start to crawl through and you grab Myrtle, kind of pushing her through as you're getting. You are definitely the widest shouldered of the three, so you going first is going to prove the other two can go. However, as you're moving through with what you're wearing and everything, kind of pushing through, you're going to go ahead and take one minor wound just from scrapes on the shoulders, just from what you've got going on.
Yeah.
But eventually you manage to squeeze your arms out and push with your elbows, kind of push your torso out. It is literally that tight of a hole. And you manage to push through and you pop out and you look around and you find yourself on one of the volcanic slides. Lava has gone directly over this building. And you've popped out the other side of it. So you've got flat stone all around you.
I immediately turn and look left and right like I'm walking down the street.
As you look up at the top of the mountain, you see an orange and red figure up at the top turn and look down the mountain at you.
Wait,
and
can I like shrink back in?
Damn, Matt, you no-scope that.
Up on the hill.
High rolls and die rolls. That's how you.
High rolls or die rolls, man. I don't know if you've gotten too high or something cute would have happened. But as you hear that,
from the sky?
do you said you try and pop back in, or are you trying to get out of the way?
It's seen me, right?
It has seen you at this point.
Die out there or die in here. Let's go.
Wait, what do I have on me?
You have whatever's in your equipment list.
Really quickly. The rules, right? Did it say that all three of us, like all four of us, had to make it back, or we just had to?
He said that you guys as a group had to bring him the flag.
So we have to be a group.
As a group, we can work to bring the flag back. Is my interpretation of that.
Okay. I also don't believe you're carrying the flag at the moment.
I'm not.
I've got the flag.
So
Yeah.
All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, in a really hurried state, I'm gonna grip Myrtle in my arms like a football, and I'm gonna rip the coaster out of my pocket, stick it down behind me, and I'm gonna say, "Mag mortar on the hill, give me 30 seconds," and I'm gonna sprint.
Just gonna go
towards it?
Jeez.
What?
No,
What are you doing?
Towards it. I'm not crazy. I don't want to die.
Do that Henry Cavill, reload your arms real quick and just.
Yeah,
And you're gonna fist fight it.
You're
Let's
gonna
go.
deck this mag mortar.
Okay.
No, but
so
I'm just
then
gonna run.
clarify for me. Heading towards it is heading towards the center of the island. Away from it is heading out towards the beach. South is towards the shed, and north is towards the north side of the island. Where are you going?
So we've gone past the shed.
You have gone past the volcano.
Is there any way I can get to a tree
Here.
line? What's the closest tree line?
The closest tree line is on either side of the volcanic slide. So you can either choose to go north away from the shed or south towards the shed.
I am going to go towards the shed, but I'm going to go closer to the volcano.
So you're going to kind of cut aside, and you're going to try and okay.
Yeah, so that my friends have a more direct line to the cabin, and I'm going to
Towards
be
the shed.
Screaming the entire time.
You're going to scream, yell a Pokemon handling check for me, please. Yeah, give me that Pokemon handling check.
Shit. Okay, wait. This might actually... Oh, this might be decent. Okay, hang on. I exploded. 8 plus 5.
Coryne going first to leave this hole has made me realize that we've left two people with a specific quality that have to now get each other through this hole.
15!
15, Coryne. Yeah, easily enough. As you're running through, you hear... And you hear... And you're not sure what that is until the trees above you burst to light with fire and flame as this thing starts lava pluming towards you.
Nice
and you
knowing
see
you, Coryne.
bits of stone go flying. Coryne, go ahead and give me just an agility check. Just an agility roll.
It's fine. Shit.
An agility roll.
Okay, I rolled a 5 plus 1, 6.
6 is one below what I needed. Take 2 minor wounds as little bits of rock and fire rain
that
down
could be
on
way
you.
worse.
No one. I just want to see what. I just want to say what you can't see right now. Coryne is running through trees, ear probably bleeding, nose definitely bleeding, huffing and puffing, scratches all over her body. Coryne's honestly not looking great.
Not looking awesome. And talking about what you guys can't see. What you guys saw was Coryne pop out of the hole. You heard in the distance, and she looked down, tossed a coaster to you, and then said, "Mag mortar," and took off. Who's going next of my 2 claustrophobic boys?
I got this. I'll go next. I'm
Okay.
gonna withdraw buoy.
You're gonna withdraw buoy, and he goes, "Ta-da!" and disappears.
Yep. And then I'm
According
gonna
to your document that you gave me, you absolutely are.
Let me check
Yes.
Am I claustrophobic?
Yeah,
You are.
I'm gonna start crawling through, but I'm just gonna be looking down. And if you threw the coaster, hopefully I'll just see that on the ground to get it.
Can you give me a fortitude roll, please, Seth?
Oh,
Yeah. You
Specifically
are.
tiny passages and caves. Okay, yeah, fuck
Yeah.
this.
Can you please give me a fortitude roll? I need a 7 out of you, Seth.
Just
Man, I
nothing
got a
in there.
6.
Okay. Seth, as you start to like climb through, it is that thing of you can kind of feel, by the way, trigger warning, claustrophobia. You can kind of feel the stone around you kind of shifting a little as you feel the land around you in the distance from the lava plumes that are being thrown at Coryne, and you kind of feel everything shake a little bit, and it's that thing where the rebar kind of a little bit shifts ever so slightly, but it's enough to get in your head in that moment. How is Seth reacting to like, oh shit, it's in my head, I'm thinking about it now?
He definitely is gonna just stop the moment he has he feels the rebar kind of move or slide and make a noise that he just doesn't like the sound of, and stop. And I think he's gonna count to like 30 before he even tries to like move again, just to make sure there's like stability around him before trying to move any distance or any inch forward.
Gavin, from your perspective, you're already kind of like thinking about, oh fuck, I have to go up the tunnel. And as you stop, though, you see that the light from the tunnel has been completely blocked by Seth's body. And you can see, at one point, you feel the ground shake, and you look up, and Seth just stops. Just fully stops, and you don't hear or see him doing anything like moving forward or trying to do anything.
Hey, bud. You still with us? You okay?
Quiet.
Doesn't say anything in response. You can still see his chest, like, expanding, but you don't see, like, he's breathing, but you don't see him doing anything at the moment. You can't even see his face to see if his eyes are closed or not.
Okay, do I have anything that can help with this? I don't think I do.
I mean, after the 30 seconds, I'm gonna try and just keep moving forward, but like I just visibly stop and have to like shut down for a second before I just force myself to just keep moving physically.
Just keep your eyes on the light, okay?
Situation.
You call that out. Do you, after your 30 seconds have completed, do you respond to Gavin in any way?
Working on it, and then just keep looking down, but moving forward.
I'm gonna need another fortitude roll. It has increased by 2. I need you to beat a 9 for me, please.
You can do it.
Yes,
Come on,
18.
Okay, 18. So as you hear Gavin's words and you're like trying to block everything out, very task focused on what you're doing, working on it, and you move forward, and you eventually get to the coaster, and you grab it and kind of tuck it into your palm. 1, 2, 1, 2. Eventually, you're going to get to the point where your head is at the edge of the tunnel, and you can poke your head out, and you feel the wind kind of against your face.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna pull out and flop. Out
Okay, you pull out, you on the other end. Quick look around. The mag mortar is nowhere to be found. You don't see it at the current moment. Gavin, you see that after you've yelled that up to Seth, it takes him probably twice as long as it took Coryne to get up, but you do see him flop out the other side. And now I need a fortitude check from you.
Okay.
You gotta beat a 7 for me.
That's a 9.
9, okay. You are able to get yourself in the tunnel, because it's that thing of once one claustrophobic person sees another freeze up, it becomes hard to even do the task. So you have started the task of getting to the top. It is, again, shoulders are pressed in. You can't even expand your shoulders all the way.
That is
Elbow
I hate
to
it,
pull up. Yeah. You put your shoes up against the base of the hole and start to push yourself up. Occasionally grabbing like rebar and stuff to pull yourself. As you start like pushing into the hole, by the way, you hear Vermilion go, "You got this. You got this."
Yep. Shh.
Eyes on the light. And as
Give
you
him the
said,
same advice you did.
yeah, it was literally like trying to do what you did for Seth, but for you. And as
Yeah,
you
and
start
I
to
was
push up,
being useless. Okay.
I need you to beat another 7 for me, please.
I got exactly 7 on the die plus 1.
Okay. You climbing, kind of at that point, there's no more shakes in the ground. There's nothing to trigger more fears out of you as Coryne has led the mag mortar away. You were able to make it to the top, and as you kind of get to the top, Seth, you can see that Gavin's little like green like headscarf is like starting to pop out the top.
Great.
Okay, cool.
Great,
Good.
sorry.
We just need to get Vermilion out. Do I hear where the mag mortar is?
In the very faint distance, you can hear.
Okay. I'm gonna give the coaster, baton pass the coaster to Gavin, and I'm gonna start running to where I think Coryne went.
Where did we land on? If we all need to get back or not?
It's a team effort. We're a team. Go, be a team.
But do we all need to be there or no? Just one of us.
I'm gonna say no.
We don't know.
I don't know, but can you move out the way? You hear
Yeah, I
Vermilion
move out the way.
safe down below.
I'm gonna bamf out Ava and
Okay.
give them both to Ava, and I'm gonna say, go back to the crazy gym leader and give these to him.
Arabia! Like just very confused, but grabs both the coaster and the flag and just takes off into the air. Gavin, you're the only one who's looked into the sky at this point in time, and as you do so, because you've sent Staravia off, you can see in the distance in the forest an orange kind of shape in the air, floating to the south, probably west of you at the moment, in the direction of the mag mortar. It clicks on you. That's probably the Charizard that had been sent to keep an eye on you guys on the island.
Yeah.
But Ava takes off into the sky, and looking down, it takes a few seconds, but Vermilion is the skinniest of you guys by far, and they manage to climb up.
I'll help Vermilion to their feet.
Yeah.
There's not a lot I can do until they're out of the tunnel, so...
Yeah, once you get there, they take a hand, and you... Honestly, even with your, like, pitiful strength, you could probably, like, pull them out just by on your own, because they are very skinny as a person. But they pull up. Coryne, you have been huffing it through the woods at this point. And you hear, like, well ahead of you, trees as the mag mortar has now entered the forest after you. It cannot see you, but it is still throwing blind attacks into the forest. Significantly lower difficulty. Can you roll me an agility check, please?
Sure. May I ask you a question before I do?
What's the question?
Does it feel like the mortars that are coming down are hitting the ground a lot, or are they smashing through the tops of trees?
They're hitting the tops of trees and exploding a lot. So it's not there is not a lot of danger of you getting hit by a direct hit, but there's a lot of debris coming down.
I exploded on a d6. And
Oh,
then
very nice, very nice.
Then I rolled a fucking 1. 6,
No, that's
7,
fine.
8.
Okay. With that, you are able to successfully avoid the thing. It's been maybe 2 minutes since you've gotten out of the hole. You have no idea where your friends are at. You have no idea how well they're doing. Are you going to continue to try and kite the mag mortar, or are you going to try and get away from it?
I'm, all I can see in my head right now is that scene in the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movie where they're like slow running
through the woods
and it's just like,
the bullets.
boom, boom,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Trees exploding everywhere.
trees fucking exploding everywhere. I am gonna go ahead and try and get away from the mag mortar. If I
Okay.
think it's plausible, can I cut like back towards it and hide behind tree stumps before cutting over to the cabin?
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Ooh, okay. What do I have for stealth?
Okay.
Sorry.
I need, by the way, while this is all happening, I'm going to get back to you in a second, Seth, but can you have a tracking check ready for me by the time I get back to you?
7.
7. Okay. And for mag mortar, let me double check.
Oh, you have shit for spot hidden.
Well, we'll see.
Mag Mortar, not Mag Seymour.
Not Mag Seymour. Okay, Mag Mortar, that is going to be pretty high. What was your roll?
7.
7.
Shit.
You do hear the woods quiet for a second as you kind of cut back and you hide behind a tree. Seth, what was that tracking roll?
6.
6. Okay. 6, You would not see Coryne. However, Coryne would see you as you're starting to like run up through the forest. You got good enough for a general direction, but you didn't see Coryne as you're running. And Corinne's arms come out from behind a tree.
Oh, I'll run over to the tree.
As you're running over to the tree, Gavin, you also took off this way, right?
I took off once Vermilion got out. I would have taken off towards the shack.
Okay, so you're running towards the shack. Vermilion's gonna go with you. Good to know. I'll keep that in my brain. But as
Hear the mag mortar?
it has been silent for several seconds, and that is because it went quiet and stopped attacking. And it is about 30 seconds after you see Coryne that you hear much closer to you, boom, boom, as Coryne was not able to successfully hide from the mag mortar, and it realized this. As you
like
now,
white
the
noise
two
sound
of you,
when, like a flashbang goes off.
yeah, you hear like that,
That.
like, ringing as the two of you can now see in the distance. It is running down the forest, both of its cannon-like arms glowing with intense heat, coming down after you. Can both of you please go ahead and make me an agility check, or I'll let it be a fortitude check for avoiding the damage
Of the explosions? Or
of the two explosions that
Oh,
just
the
hit
two
near you.
explosions. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Do I think, based on what I'm seeing, do I think this mag mortar is going to easily outpace us?
It is not the fastest. It is not faster than Seth. It is faster than Coryne. Seth could always just trip you and leave, and then, get out of here.
I mean,
I need to
mean,
outrun it. I just need to outrun
What were
you.
your guys' agility or fortitude checks?
12.
4.
Coryne, you fully avoid the damage. However, one of them just poof, explodes by a tree next to Seth. Seth take a major wound as the tree poof, off the side. As that happens, though, and a major wound has been taken by one of you, you hear Charizard boom, land directly in front of you guys as an orange dragon hits the ground and just releases a bout of fire. I believe the Magmor is not immune to Magmortar is not immune to fire damage. That's gonna be special defense.
Hey guys, wait
you
until
can-
it's done and catch it.
You see at this point, Charizard fully engages the Magmortar, releasing a massive bout of flamethrower out forward from it. If you guys are going to try and run, this is your chance. Seth, I know we joked about it, but that is really what you're hearing right now, that kind of white noise, high pitch.
Yeah.
You are dazed at this moment, kind of like having trouble seeing straight from the
Can I
impact
see
you took.
or get the idea that a Charizard is there?
Yeah,
based off
you're
the
seeing
blur?
that something is happening. It's that thing where you're
Okay.
kind of stumbling, but you can kind of get the details of what's happening.
Okay. I'm going to just, with it still being that like ringing sound, I'm going to reach for my my belt, and I'm gonna pull out buoy, and I'm gonna click it, and then wait a second so I can I know the timing since I can't see much at the moment. I'm just gonna wait until buoy comes out and say buoy help, and have him try and hydro pump at the mag mortar.
Okay. You do so. Go ahead and roll special attack for buoy. Coryne, you see in this moment what you're able to see is because you were not hit by that second attack basically at all. You got sprayed by dirt.
Yeah.
The Charizard came down, and as you turn to look at your friend to get ready to run, you see that Seth is kind of like stumbling a little bit, and he releases buoy, and instead of immediately saying something, he has to wait a full second, get his bearings, and then goes buoy hydro pump. Are you doing anything in that time?
I really think we should run. Is buoy on Seth, like connected to Seth? Or is
That's up
buoy
to
on the
Seth.
ground?
I have him out and just on the ground in front of me because I can't balance
Okay.
myself, so I can't hold him.
Got it. I lean down and I tell Myrtle, grab buoy, and then I'm gonna grab Seth's arm.
Okay.
And
Okay. You
we're
grab
both
his arm and
just
try to
gonna
lead him?
start- Yeah, I'm
Okay.
just gonna start running with him.
Seth, buoy successfully releases his hydro pump before this happens. What was your special attack roll?
It was a 9.
Is a 9. That is going to be successful. So you see buoy poof, releases that hydro pump directly after Charizard has engaged with it. And you see at this point the Magmortar goes down for a second, and it's going to take several wounds. That's actually quite a few wounds, but that's not going to be enough to knock it out yet. But you feel your elbow getting kind of dragged by Coryne at this time, and at that point Myrtle has also picked up buoy, as though they're about the same size, so it's very hard. It's more like Myrtle has
Holding
both
an
hands
arm.
on buoy's back and is kind of like dragging.
Really, I think Myrtle's just using the force of the
The hydro pump
just
to, like,
kinda keep
push
it
forward.
moving.
But you can feel Coryne
I
pulling at your elbow.
will shout to Coryne, but we got this Sally. Can't take that on her own, can she?
I look back. Do I think Sally can take it on her own?
Sally can absolutely take it on her own. You also clarified this conversation back when you were talking to Brand the first time.
Aaron. I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm telling Coryne here.
Fully
Yeah,
cussed.
Coryne, you remember Brand mentioning to you that Charizard was stronger than basically anything else on this island.
She's got it. She's got it. Let's go.
Coryne and Seth, can the two of you make a combined agility check? You were trying to beat a 15.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Or can I use Fortitude for this?
How
Like the
good's
other
your
ones?
agility?
I'll let Fortitude be around for this
Okay.
if you guys want to use
Not that
Fortitude.
it's been good for me.
Hold
but,
on a
you know,
minute.
I can
Yeah,
use
no.
agility, but
Yeah, no, I'll allow Fortitude on this one because this is like also like mentally keeping in the game. Gavin, as the two of them are running through, you are unaware of a lot of this. You've started to hear like roars in the distance, but you're unaware of a lot of the actual battle that's happening. However, you and Vermilion are running, and Vermilion goes, "Do you think they're okay?"
I saw the Sally 7, was it? Go to where they were, so I think that they're probably fine, and I don't think they'd let us forget about it if we fail the mission. So
Okay. And you have both the flag and the coaster.
Staravia does, Ava does.
Oh, you sent Ava ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're running, and they are, I want to preface, they are fucking dead right now in terms of what Vermilion is looking like. Vermilion is drenched in sweat. The red hair kind of pasted to their forehead, super pale, but also sunburnt in places from the amount of time you spent in the sun. They are not looking good.
I'm probably not much better, if I'm being honest.
You're probably not much better.
Yeah, we all look like shit.
Yeah,
good.
especially given
Aside
the
from,
fact that
like,
you're still
burns.
bleeding out of your lip at this
I'm
moment.
bleeding.
You still have,
I
like,
failed a
blood
few
going
of my
down your
checks on the way over to the rocket base, so
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, you guys run, but you eventually get to the point where you can see that there is the shack there. And you make your way to, you can see that the shack is there, the smoke from the fire is going, and you can see Brand kind of standing, like leaning elbow on his shack, holding both the flag and the coaster. Ava is perched on the chair next to him.
As soon as I like clear the trees and get within like the property bounds, I fall flat on my face.
Yeah, you poof, and you immediately get like the sand from the sand pit just like in like all over your face. Vermilion goes, and then they turn and flop on their back right next to you. Bran goes, where's the rest of you?
Magmortar, Sally 7.
Oh, okay, then they'll be here in a minute. And the other two of you, with your checks, what were they?
Lim.
I
11?
literally almost forgot. 10.
10. With a 21 versus the 15 you needed, you are able to successfully get away from the Battle of Sally 7 and the Magmortar, which is a boss Pokemon, by the way, so it does have the 4 wound thing on it. But
I think
you
the three of us
successfully
could have taken it.
I think the three of you could have taken it, definitely.
I was ready to take it right there, but
Yeah, Seth was ready. He was like,
someone
I'll
had to
do it.
drag me away because I'm
Blah, blah, blah.
concussed.
Because I have a concussion. By the way,
I don't know.
Seth can't see this on himself. But
I'm missing an
as
ear.
you're pulling, yeah, he's missing an ear. Coryne, as you're pulling him, he does have like heavy scraping across like his cheek and neck where debris just like hit him, and he doesn't realize it as he's running, but he keeps listing off to the right ever so slightly as he's running.
Oh, honey.
Definitely has some form of concussion going on.
Yeah, I'll fix you up when we get to camp.
But you guys run and sprint, and your lungs, you got like that hitch in your side, you're running. Eventually you make your way through the tree line, and you can see the shack. Gavin and Vermilion are both on the ground, flopped open, and Brand is standing against the shed and goes, "Oh, that doesn't look very good at all."
What did he say?
Do you have a sit down? Don't go to sleep. Do you have a first aid kit?
Yeah, I got something a bit better than that. Go ahead and sit outside the shack. And whiskey, bourbon.
Whiskey and light beer.
Hops.
I'm gonna go sit in his chair and just have Bowie hit me with a water.
Yeah,
water
as
gun.
you sit in the chair, remember that the seat is gone, so you sink just into the sand with the frame of the chair around you. And you sit there, and Bowie just turns it, and just like a little like spray of water. Vermilion like takes off the hoodie in their like tank top and goes over and sits down next to you so that like the water's also hitting them. And it's like, we don't have to do this for every gym, do we?
What?
We don't have to. Oh my God, what happened to your face?
Corinne's like
we didn't do a
picking
race. What?
Wood slivers.
Wood slivers?
Picking the
Like,
wood slivers
There was out of the
his-
side of his
out of his
face.
hair, out of his face, like trying to wipe it, like all the while bleeding from so many places.
Yeah, Coryne, you haven't even taken stock of yourself, but you have like little like rivulets of blood from like the scrapes on your shoulders from when you came out. None of you look good right now. Vermilion's surprisingly the only one not bleeding.
Going down.
Yeah. But like as you come out, you can see that Brand walks out with like a like white and red like cooler, like a beer cooler, and he walks out and he goes,
"Oh, none of you are looking very
Is
good."
that a Delibird cooler?
No, it's
Just talking so loud.
he like goes to answer you and looks at you and goes and just waves his hand at you like, "Nah, I'm not even gonna attempt that."
I'm looking for is that a Delibird cooler?
Hey, hold him still and tilt his face towards me. This is gonna sting.
And
You said
he
you
says
got
that
it
to you,
for
Coryne.
free?
He says that to you, Coryne, to hold him still and to tilt his face.
I tilt his face and I just go
Ow.
like ouch.
Okay. And you see he reaches into the cooler and pulls out like a bright like pink spray bottle with a medical logo on the side of it. And he just starts to spritz the side of your face and your ear.
Is that a
Yeah, and it just burns immediately, just like alcohol on a wound, just like, and it's the whole side of your face. But you can immediately feel your hearing return in that ear, and the stinging, once it kind of waves through your face, you can see that there's like new skin underneath the dirt there. Healing has come a long way in the Pokemon universe.
Thank you.
Love that for us.
Given a
Drink that
few
it
more
cures depression.
moments, he turns and he pulls one out and spritzes Corinne's shoulders, and Coryne the back of your neck and everything. And then he walks over to Gavin and just like takes it from like mist mode and he turns it to stream mode and just starts spraying him in the mouth.
Snipe 'em.
And you can feel your lip kind of go back together and you're no longer bleeding out the face. It tastes like antiseptic. It's the worst. It's
That stuff you
awful.
put on when you have like a cold sore.
Yeah, it's the worst. But 3 hyper potions later, I'm gonna have all of you return all of your wounds.
I should hope so.
Cool.
Bloody hyper potion.
We did it.
As all of you go to full. And he goes,
Of course, he's a gym leader. He has an unlimited supply of hyper potions.
That was harrowing.
Where the hell did you all go? I made sure to distract Magmortar so that you wouldn't have it on your path.
Thank you.
In the base, there was a stairway that led to like a really long hallway.
You went in the basement.
Yeah, and it wasn't cleared. You said you cleared it. There's still Pokemon
Yeah,
trapped in
what
there.
the
Well, I say
hell?
trapped, but it's because they
Wait.
are trapped. Yeah, genuinely.
What are you talking about? You talking about the muck and the wheezing? They like it down there.
No, and I'll pull out the key I have and say there's a whole facility down there that's still locked. There were 2 Ditto.
I went through the facility.
Not good enough. There are
You
2
said
Ditto
something about
still
Ditto?
trapped down there. And who knows how many more. in
as
these
you
other
guys
facilities.
keep saying this, can I get an empathy check from anyone who would be looking for it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think Coryne would be looking for it. I think
Okay.
Coryne wants an explanation.
18.
Okay. 18. Okay.
Actually, no, sorry, 19.
Okay. You forgot to add your badge.
Yeah.
Okay. Seth, what did you get? I need a hypercut
That-
every time Matt
It
fucks
missed.
up a die.
It missed. Oh, that was worse. It was a 2.
A 2. Seth, you don't get any of this, but Gavin, as you're kind of like giving Brand a look, as the other 2 are just kind of like hitting him question after question, like there's a Ditto, there's a this, why did you miss this? What's this room? You see like you notice that like he's kind of like lost a lot of his like skin color, and you see like behind him, you can see he's holding his hand, and it's just like started shaking.
Guys, let's just
What?
What?
bring it down a little bit.
Oh, was that-
sorry.
I didn't-
Sorry, I was concussed
yelling?
seconds ago.
Yeah, we were sorry.
Vermilion looks up from where they've been sitting down by the chair, still kind of like enjoying the breeze, and they're like, "Do you not like going down there?"
I thought I cleared it out good enough the first time. Be honest, I don't like being underground. It's a leftover
relate.
thing.
I heard that.
Regardless, I'll look into it. Well, sorry about missing that. I
That's
apologize.
okay.
I- Didn't know you had an issue with underground stuff. It makes sense, but I don't. I don't know how long they've been down there, and I don't want them to be there longer than they need to be.
Thank you for reporting. I'll send a call out tomorrow after I've gone and checked it out, and I'll send them with the League.
Well,
we're
if you
happy
don't
to.
if you don't like
Yeah.
the underground, are you sure?
No,
why don't
it's
you
just
at
it.
least-
It's fine. Kids don't need to be doing my job. It's
Hey,
my
we're
job.
not kids, and we can go with you as backup.
And your job's also not fully defined by the rule books of that. That's not really. They didn't make rocket rules unless they did.
They did.
Well, regardless.
He kind of like takes
Well-
off his sunglasses, and you see that like his face is like completely suntanned except for like the line of his sunglasses. And you can see now that like his eyes they're quite blue, and they're honestly pretty ashamed at this moment. You can see like real shame on his face.
It's something I gotta get over anyway. I'll check it out tonight with Sally 7. Regardless, y'all cleared your challenge with 40 minutes left.
Plenty of time.
I glance between all three of the party. Like I give you all eyes. Like he
Can I
said
get
that
an
he's
empathy
just-
as to what that means?
Yeah. so
I'm gonna
it-
let you guys have traveled enough. So I'm gonna let Coryne just explain it to you.
What
Yeah,
you
it's-
mean?
after he's like, I'll go down and check it out tonight with Sally 7. Like, I definitely give you all the eyes.
Oh, we're
like,
going with
we're
him, for sure.
totally following him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good, great, fabulous, cool.
And he looks around and he goes,
So I figure I'll give you a day to rest and plan, and I've went and caught a couple of the Pokemon that I'm gonna use for your challenges, but 2 days I'll do gym challenges for all of you.
Nice. What'd you get?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Fuck.
Good try.
Yeah, I figured I'd try.
Well, there's lunch in the cooler at the end. Help yourself.
Oh, there was a Delibird cooler here.
yeah, there is totally a Delibird brand cooler at the very end. But yeah, the one that he pulled out initially was Pokemon Center branded.
He goes, you can set up your tents at the end of the clearing. Nothing will mess with us here.
Cool. Thank you again for
Thanks.
all of it.
And he kind of like grunts and walks into the shed and through like the open doorway, but it's like around the corner enough to where you can't see him.
How does he get out of this chair?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's like
Half
you
a
have
foot
to
below the
have
ground.
effort to get out of it.
Coryne like leans an arm down and like heaves you out of the chair. Incredible.
Ava, good job, by the way. You did great.
And Ava's just been kind of resting there the whole time. Ava's definitely tired from like the 3 hour like from earlier, but is the first one who started resting because it is not a long distance to get from where you were to here for Ava at all.
Yeah.
So she's just kind of like sunning out her plumage and resting in the sun.
You take that well-deserved rest. I got some food for you later.
I'll bring out the other of my Pokemon to play.
Okay, you pull out Sail and Bowie. And Sail immediately like gets down in the sand and like starts like picking it up on the end of his wings and like just like letting the sand run between his feathers. He's like Spearow, just fucking around in the sand. And Bowie does a great impression of Gavin and Vermilion of just into the sand, just down. As does Myrtle. And honestly, most of the Pokemon, as they get pulled out, they all just land in the sand and all just rest for a minute.
I feel like Beatrix will like come out and be like, and then like dramatically, like real dramatic,
very sassily, absolutely.
like a whole drill arm just ting.
The little 3 foot tall bee. Jesus.
I feel like
So
Queenie just, because Queenie's chill, Queenie just like goes and starts sunning herself, and then
Yeah.
Prince comes out, sees that everyone else is like flopping, even though he's fine, and just like, I should flop too.
Yeah, I should socially flop.
Now's the time to flop.
Social flopping, guys.
I don't know what this is, but I'm gonna mirror it.
I think the first like hour or so, Vermilion and the rest of the Pokemon are just going to rest and try and get back some wounds. It's gonna be a couple hours before he heads out. Do you guys just want to rest for that and kind of prop up against a tree, maybe set up some tents, get camp set up, and rest?
I think I'm going to rest for a little bit, but I do want to try and talk with Brand if I can regarding like what's going on with the base. And whatnot.
He does not come out of his shed in that time, so you can walk up to his doorway if you want. There is no door on the shed.
I'll give it some. I'll give it some like natural time, like a couple hours. Well, how long is it until he's gonna go? You reckon?
He wanted to wait till like after dark, and he had a couple other things he wanted to do. So he said it was probably gonna be a couple hours.
Okay, I'll give it like 3/4 of that time.
Okay.
And go talk to him. But if anyone wants to do anything before that.
I kind of just want to check in with Myrtle.
Okay.
See how, because that was really scary what we just went through, and she was out for it the whole time. And I just want to be like, "Hey, Miss Thang, how you doing?"
As you kind of like check in with Myrtle, Myrtle like goes like, Squirtle, 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 Squirtle. She has a smile on her face, but seems tired the whole time. It seems like she had a great time, even if it was
Running off
scary.
of adrenaline.
She's like a toddler.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Squirtle, 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 Squirtle.
Right. Oh my gosh, and you were amazing. Good job grabbing Bowie, by the way. Good job.
Squirtle, Squirtle,
Hey,
Squirtle.
Would it be okay? I got this for you a long time ago, but I never gave it to you. Would it be okay if I took back Poppy's scarf and I handed you this, and I pull out a mystic water for her?
Squirtle, Squirtle, Squirt.
Okay.
She's making
Here you go.
gibbons.
And I'm
takes
gonna,
the water.
I'm gonna hand it to her.
Yeah. She puts it on and goes, Squirtle, Squirt. Squirtle, Squirt. And just ties the silk scarf tighter. You can leave the scarf on her and just have her benefit from the mystic water if you want.
You know what? You look so damn cute. You look
Yeah.
so damn cute with them both. I just can't take them off yet. Leave it. Oh, wait. Give me a little pose. Give me a little pose.
Is Squirtle, Squirt.
Oh, my God!
Editor,
Okay,
I'm sorry
great.
for the
And then I
peaking
just
microphone.
I don't even care. I just spend the next however many hours just gushing over Myrtle and how adorable she is.
It does get to the point where
into coordinating.
we do, and it does get to the point where Beatrix gets a little jealous and like starts like coming over and being like, Beedrill, Beedrill. And
I mean,
like,
you're
I'm
totally
like, what the
about-
fuck?
Come hang out,
Like that-
girl. Let's go. And I bring Beatrix
Yeah,
Like
over,
that thing from
and
the
I
great
start
movie Love and
I
Thunder
start
with the
having
axe
them
floating in the
pose
back.
together.
Yeah.
I'm like, work it, yes, and we.
And they
have to go.
immediately start posing. I think Gavin had a
Yes!
great idea there. I think we should get Coryne into coordinating.
So basically what Gavin is doing while setting up his tent is he's getting his whole team to help, so it takes twice as long, but they have a great
Yes.
time doing it.
Yes, it very much takes to
Cute.
knowing the Pokemon on your team. I think the only one who would want to be helpful would be Queenie and Bugle, and neither of them have the appendages to be able to assist easily.
Yep.
Yeah.
Takes twice as long, but it's a great team building exercise.
Yeah, it's a great team building exercise. Go ahead and take a friendship with Bugle.
Yeah.
Because that's good to like bring Bugle
Bugle has
into
quickly
everything.
gone up to 5 friendship. He has the most friendship of everyone on the team.
Yeah, she's been immediately helpful and like been around to do everything. But
Do I have
now
a
that
friendship?
yeah, you can take a Moto and a Beatrix friendship.
Okay, thanks.
And you can take, you know what? Yeah, go ahead and take a Sail friendship and a Bowie friendship,
Nice.
please.
Just leave my third Pokemon to die.
We didn't really hang out
Whoa.
with Richter today.
I brought him out. What are you talking about? I was
You
like,
know
I
what?
brought out all
You
my
know what?
Pokemon, and you just didn't describe Richter.
That's because Aaron forgot that Richter was around because
Give
he
him
got
two.
told. I'll give him
Give him two
one.
for
I'll give him one. I'll give him one.
You include
rude.
Richter.
As you all are kind of like resting with your Pokemon, I know that Seth, you had said that you wanted to go in about 3/4 of the way through the time between and head over to the shack. At this point, there is a small lantern hanging from inside, so light is coming from the shack. And as you walk up, you can hear like the light movement of Brand inside.
Okay. I'll walk closer to it, and I'll bring out some more of my patented fish jerky.
Okay.
And ask as like a peace offering of like, hey, do you want a snack or anything?
As you walk up and kind of like turn the corner on the shed, you can see that the shed itself actually doesn't have a ton in it. There's like a pop-up table that has been turned into like a kind of like a desk / like holding shit area where there's like a couple bags of like groceries that are like dry goods, like a laptop with like a portable battery that leads outside. there is like a couple pieces of paper, and then there's just basically like a cot that's there. And he's sitting on the cot right now, looking through what looks like some kind of book. And you see that he's like the like basically Florida man looking guy, has put on like a little like set of spectacles that he's reading through.
Like Santa.
And he's reading through the book right now. And as you go, and he closes it and he goes,
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Hey, I just had some jerky. You had some earlier. I just didn't know if you wanted some more. Just came to talk.
Yeah, I'll take a piece of jerky.
How's your day been so far? Sans us like sleeping, I guess.
I didn't do a whole lot of sleeping. I was out catching Pokemon.
Oh yeah, you did say you were doing that.
Yeah.
Cool. What you got? I'll look at the book that he has, or
It's
whatever he's looking at.
It's nothing. It's old. It's old stuff. It's nothing you need to worry
Does it have
yourself
like a name on the front of it?
no, it looks
Like a
closer
picture?
to like a small like handmade almost like it's got like the leather. It's almost like a leather binder is what you see. It's got like the little ringlet on the inside that there are like put your own pages in kind of thing.
Mhm.
And he sits it on the thing and he goes,
No, it's just old memories.
Oh, well, I mean, memory is always fun, and I'll pull up my thing and I'll attempt to pull up the pictures I tried to transfer from like when Bowie first hatched and all the different stuff.
I can't figure out those things for the life of me.
You know, I feel like they updated, but then they change it every time, and I just
That's
forget.
why I just stick with this thing.
and he reaches to the end of the bed and pulls out like a black like flip phone and he sits that on the thing.
Those things are too confusing to me.
Yeah.
Motorola Razor.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to talk because it seemed like
It's fucking Nokia.
it's the old school type of phones aren't Rotom phones, they're Porygon phones.
Yeah.
'Cause that was the new hotness of that
Oh
time.
my
A
god.
Porygon chocolate. It's got like the brown like antenna.
It's got like a little kick out keyboard.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But earlier when we were talking about the Pokemon, my friends, I got a little heated.
I
that we left
appreciate
some.
him for having you lay off.
I'm sorry I didn't know it affected you as much being down there and all that stuff. But
Well, a lot of people don't know this, but I was actually here on Cinnabar the day of the explosion. Got buried in a building a couple days. It took rescue workers a while to find me. I don't like being underground.
no, I get that
So-
feeling too. I wouldn't even know what to do in that type of situation. Glad you're here, obviously, but you don't have to go alone to go down there. Like we all can come, as we just proved we're able trainers.
This was a special situation, why I missed it. When I cleared it out a few years ago, it was old, real old. It's from before Red, kind of old. But, it used to be the basement of the Pokemon Mansion. It's a big old abandoned building in town. And I went through it and I thought I found everything, but when I was down there, I got separated from my Pokemon. That was Sally 1 back then. A couple other that had been with me the whole time. But when I was down there, they had gone off to fight off some of the stronger Pokemon. And boy, there were some things in that basement. There's the Ninetales down there. Got out a couple years ago. That's why there's fucking Vulpix all over the goddamn island. But there was some big Pokemon, and I was just alone and ended up skipping a couple doors, running out and throwing away the key, and hope that place stayed forgotten.
Well, I don't want to make anything difficult, obviously, with how things are and your whole system you got going on here, but you're not alone. We're here. We can help. And I don't think you can open the door without the key.
You found another fucking key? No wonder y'all
No.
made it down there.
Maybe. Yes, I did. I didn't want to lie. I'm not lying. Yeah,
I
we
tossed the other one in the volcano, so it'd be impressive if you found that one.
did. You know, I do impressive things almost every day, and a lot of it's just not getting hurt. But I did.
All your friends did some impressive shit today. I asked Sally 7 about that fight y'all had.
Yeah, and thank you for that too. That back order kind of hurt a lot.
Well, I sent her to protect trainers because it'd be a little irresponsible to leave them on the island and not have something looking after them.
Yeah, we don't want to be irresponsible. So want to head out soon? I know that's already
No,
dark.
you're not coming with me.
The whole thing of what I just said was that
I appreciate that, but you reported it to a gym leader. It would be against the rules for me to take you back in there. I had only ever expected you guys to get to the basement of the hotel on the other side of the island. That door was locked for a reason. Those Pokemon in there are ranked 7 through 8.
But I told the Pokemon in there that we'd be back.
Then I'll pull them out for you, and you can visit with them when they come back. Listen, it's important to keep your word, but it's even more important to stay safe.
Okay.
You got a good head on your shoulders, kid. Like I said about your dad. Yeah.
Opposites.
Yeah, but he's a good guy.
Cool. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for chatting. Maybe we'll check out the photo book later or not. Maybe not.
No.
Get out of your
same
hair.
for you.
All right. I'll walk out of the building. I'm gonna quickly go over to our cool little party friends, and be like, "Return your Pokemon. We're gonna run."
What?
Okay.
What are we doing?
We're gonna run right back to the thing. I'm gonna go let those Pokemon out. He says he can't let us go with him, so we're just gonna ask for sorries afterwards. What's the worst that can happen? He helps us. And I'm just gonna
Fuck yeah! I like smack him on the shoulder. I'm like, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Let's do that.
Sorry.
Gavin just looks really worried. I don't think Gavin would say anything, but I think the look on his face is like the last time we went into a situation like this, I was the one saying, we gotta go now, and we almost all died.
I told that Pokemon I'd be back. I don't want to lie. I'm not a liar.
Wait, so if we go now, we're leaving at night, and we have to go to one of the 2 places we went in or out on, and then we got to get to like the middle of it.
Yes.
It's gonna round trip that's like 4.5 hours.
No.
It was 3 hours over there running.
Okay. You sure?
Either that, or we wait and follow him slowly. But he's gonna know.
He's got a Charizard.
Yeah, he can
We'll
just
be there
fly.
already.
Well, he hasn't left yet. He's still in his shed, as far as y'all are aware.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Or we could just yell and say that we're going, and then he'll know because we told him where we're going. So he has to help us at that point, right?
Okay. If you want to go, we're going. I'm just making sure we're thinking about it first because somebody's mom made us promise to stay safe, and it
Yes,
wasn't
and
my
we're
mom.
staying super safe. We're so safe, dog. Like it's the safest.
Okay.
We'll be good.
Could he refuse his agreement to accept our challenges?
I don't really care. Those Pokemon are down there. Yeah, I could care less. There's more gyms.
I mean,
I'll go if you guys want to go, but I
Or
personally think it's a bad idea. I'll
if
go
you
though.
Stay. You can make him think we're all still here.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm not very good at talking for myself, let alone other people.
He'll never be the wiser.
Okay, well, if we're
You don't
gonna go,
have
you
to.
need
I
to go
don't know.
now.
I
If
don't
you're
wanna
gonna
leave
go,
this
you
book.
need to go now. But I'll stay. Seth just takes off into the forest, leaving the 3 of you standing there. Are the other 2 doing anything? Seth just ran off in the forest. Are you guys doing
Just
anything?
look at Coryne.
why are you looking at me? I don't know.
I don't.
He just.
Go!
I like
Million.
Pokeballs just out.
All your Pokemon just disappear.
Fine, god damn it.
Coryne, are you going? What are you doing?
Vermilion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Go.
Shit. And I start running after Seth.
All right, the 2 of you take off down after Seth. Vermilion stays to potentially distract Brand for a longer amount of time. As the 3 of you take
back to
off
the death tube.
into the darkness of Cinnabar Island. Okay, we're gonna be rolling. We're gonna be rolling on the encounter table again. I was debating ending the episode there, but we got a couple minutes. We got some time that we can push.
What? Oh my god. Okay.
Seth,
Like-
you're-
back
No, I
into the
jokingly
Magmortar.
was like, "Oh man, this day's going on forever." But like, I told them I'd be back, and he's not letting me go back, and I get that. But like,
yeah.
let me keep my promise, dog.
Since Seth is like 15 feet in front of everybody else, and it's just the 3 of you, no Pokemon out, nothing. As you're running, Seth, go ahead and roll me a d12.
As he's rolling, I feel like as Coryne is leaving the camp, like long look over the shoulder, watching Vermilion like fade.
Vermilion
behind
is
the
doing a and they start to just walk over to the shed.
With my flying specialism, do I know if Staravia could see in the dark?
It cannot. It is not a nocturnal bird.
Cool. Then, Staravia is staying in the Pokeball.
Yeah, none of you really have any nocturnal Pokemon at this moment. But, you look back at Vermilion, Coryne, and Vermilion is given a deep intake and heads off towards the shed, and the three of you are running. Seth, what was that roll? By the way, I want to let you know, because it is nighttime on Cinnabar, it is a guaranteed encounter every hex. Not a roll for encounter. Seth, what was your roll?
11.
11. Okay, 11.
Yeah, anything?
No, it's just a straight roll.
Pokemon at nighttime as well.
This actually makes sense that you would run into this at this moment as you're going. Seth, as you're running, you note that there is like a big depression, like a hill, off the side of the like a bowl-shaped valley of like hills off the side of the woods, like off of where you're running. And as you kind of glance by it, you see that down in the floor, there's like something like faintly glowing blue at the bottom of that. And as the other two start to get up, you can also see it. Are any of you going to stop and look at it, or are you going to continue on?
I will look because I'm terrified that we're about to get ganked.
I am trying to keep my eyes on Seth.
Okay, so as you stop for a second and look, you see that there's probably like fist-sized rock at the bottom of the indent that at night seems to be glowing blue.
Glowing blue.
Are you gonna try and grab it?
Up.
Okay. You grab it and you can toss it in your pocket. You don't know anything more about it for the moment.
It's not hot?
It's not hot in any way. It's just glowing a light, like iridescent blue. As you're continuing to move and go through the forest, Seth, roll me another d12.
3.
3. Okay. Go ahead and roll me, Coryne, roll me 2d6.
Am I adding them together?
Yeah.
5.
5. As you're going, I'm going to let you guys skip a hex encounter because you hit another downhill that speeds you through. So I'm going to let you skip a hex, and that's going to get you even closer. Okay. Seth, roll me another d12.
9.
9. Okay. With a 9, Gavin, go ahead and roll me a d20.
2.
So with that, there's a moment where nothing is going to add to this hex in the time. But as you are running forward, you see a movement at the side that goes by your face. And there's like a panic of like, oh shit. And you see a scared Pidgey fly away. As it was just a Pidgey. It was just one Pidgey.
And now we're at the little thingy, or no?
No, that was the most recent hex. We got
That's fine.
one more to get through. Go ahead and roll me a d20 or a
Here's
d12.
looking at
sorry.
you, Hex.
Another 11. Do I need a reroll?
No. Gavin, roll me a d20.
14.
14 Vulpix.
As you start running towards this hex, you can feel the temperature rise probably 3 or 4 degrees. It's kind of a chilly night out in the tropics tonight, and you feel the temperature raise just a little bit. As you get to the edges of the tree line, you're still not left of the tree line. The tree's just getting a little dense here. You can see that there is a like smoke kind of lazily drifting from a large circle area that has been burnt out, and the trees have kind of been all incinerated around it. And there's a depression in the ground where sleeping in just a tight circle there is not a magmortar, but a magmar, curled up around itself, having
So scary.
yeah, still
So
having
spooky.
burnt a nest around itself. You can continue through this hex and potentially deal with the magmar, or you can go around it.
Would going around it, like, would we need to be?
It would take a little bit more time, but the time constraints are not as harsh as they were on your way leaving.
I'm gonna go around it quietly.
Okay, you're gonna go around it. Coryne, can you roll me a d20, please?
No. Yeah, I'll do it. No, I won't. Yes, I will. 17.
I think Seth is gonna be moving through this area too determined and too quickly to notice this.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have Coryne and Gavin please each roll me tracking checks.
18.
18.
I'm not even close. 8.
Gavin, as you and Coryne are kind of like running side by side, because you've been next to Coryne because Seth got that initial boost of speed on you, and
Got
that's
that
just
dog
kind
in
of
him.
kept him. He got that dog in him. He's been kind of going ahead of you this whole time. You fully are able to spot when Seth runs past something. You see something dart into one of the bushes, a light like fur-covered shape.
A light fur-covered shape.
Yeah,
What,
so definitely a Pokemon of some kind.
How big did
You
it
didn't
look?
get a great glance at it when it happened, but you can see the bush that it's currently hiding in. Coryne seems like she's about to run past that bush and not even notice anything.
I'm gonna grab Corinne's wrist.
Okay, you grab Corinne's wrist. Coryne, you see Gavin just stop fully and grab your wrist at the time.
If he grabs my wrist, I start to go in. I'm like,
Seth, go ahead and roll me a spot hidden check real quick. Or a
I'm
tracking
like
check,
trying
your
to
choice.
be so quiet, but like,
It's not bad. It's 10.
10. You can hear the very quiet Seth as Coryne kind of tries to quietly yell out for you.
I turn around.
And they both have stopped, and Gavin is looking at a bush in front of them, and has still Corinne's wrist. Like Gavin has very obviously stopped Coryne and has noticed something.
I turn around.
Okay.
There's something furry in that bush.
Okay.
I can't have that on the internet. I'm sorry.
No, it's already there. I recorded it, bitch.
Too late,
That's
man.
going to
Too late.
TikTok, motherfucker.
there is something furry in that bush.
When you spot a Pokemon hiding in the shrubbery. Yeah, well, what is it? What?
God fucking damn
I'm
it.
saying stage whisperingly.
You've said that out loud. I'm seeing how the other two are reacting.
Coryne doesn't take out a Pokemon, but just kicks a twig towards the bush.
As you kick a twig towards the bush, there's a jolt of movement followed by purposeful stillness. You spooked whatever was there, and it is now still in the
Have we
bush.
got an idea of the size?
In terms of the size, let me check.
Is anything from my
under-
direction, being the
from-
opposite side?
That's actually a really good point. Go ahead and roll me one more tracking check. But the size that you saw kind of pop under was under 2 feet. This is a smaller Pokemon.
So 5.
Could be a Vulpix.
5.
5. You on your side can see a tuft of fur sticking out the back, like a light reddish orange color.
I think it's a Vulpix.
Can I make a pokey?
Yeah, from what Gavin is whispering, plus with what you're seeing, you think Gavin's probably right.
Can I try and make a pokey handling check to calm whatever's
How are
coming at us?
you doing so? In terms of what is the motion
I'm
that
gonna
Seth is making?
turn around, and I can see that little tuft of fur.
You should catch it, Corinne. You should
and
totally get this.
then
I
I'm
think
going to
Vulpix
check
has
my
you written all over it.
Yeah, I'm going to reach in my bag and pull out a little bit of fire Pokemon rations.
Okay.
And just kind of make some noises. to
Flamin'
get
hot
attention.
Cheetos.
You pull out your bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Go ahead and roll Pokemon handling with an advantage with a D4.
Noise. It likes this flavor. 10.
You kind of put forth the food. Do you keep it in your hand or do you leave it out in front of the bush?
I leave a little bit in front of the bush and then still have some in my hand, kind of like the
Okay.
1, 2.
You see a very thin, very graceful snout, like a rusty red color, kind of peek out from the bush, and these big gray eyes kind of lean in, and a tuft of curled red fur on top, and it leans forward and goes, Vulpix, and then its nose goes it's sniffing towards the food, and it just very lightly starts to grab it and pulls it back into the bush.
I'm gonna fucking cry.
Take your time eating it. I got more. I'll just set more out.
As you set more out, it'll stick its head out a little farther each time, to where eventually it fully exits the bush, and you see these 6 beautiful red tails kind of poof out of the bush. Little bits of twig and dirt still in them from where it jumped into the bush. And it's looking at each of you. Actually, let me roll the nature of this Pokemon, and I'll tell you exactly how it's looking at you.
Another sassy Pokemon.
Let's see here.
So sassy.
Furious.
I like Cool Ranch.
As it, you were actually 1 away from sassy. As it looks at you guys, it is very demure, very shy. It looks like, and it made that little initial Vulpix noise, but since then it's been utterly silent.
I'm gonna bump Corinne towards it.
What? I mean, Seth has the.
I'm gonna put the food in your hand.
Yeah, you feel the hot Cheetos just kind of across
I
your
start
fingers.
throwing the food over towards Corinne.
I'm so happy these are canonically
So it's
Flamin' Hot
actually
Cheetos.
hitting me with it. I'm like, God.
Yeah. They're puffed Pokemon food that's covered in a spicy thing. I think they're Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I try one real quick.
Oh, it tastes like shit. It's not good for humans.
horrific.
It's not terrible.
Can I?
Step it up.
Yeah, I'll really slowly, I'll do that thing where you're not looking directly at it, but I'll kind of saddle up to the Pokemon. If it makes any sudden moves, I stop.
You saddle up, and the first time it does stop, and then it looks at you, and it does that thing where it's big eyes are just staring at you as you're slowly making your way.
And
you see it glance down at your hands, and then looks back up at you.
I just keep
You gonna eat
talking
those
at this
flamin'
point,
hots?
and I just go, "Hi there, my name is Coryne. It's so nice to meet you. That's my friend Seth, and he has some food." And I'm not looking at it, but I'm getting closer, talking in a really hushed tone, and I try to hand it the food in my hand.
I'm gonna back up so it doesn't feel surrounded.
Okay. You back up a little, and as you kind of open the circle, you can see it relax a little. In it having already eaten a lot of this food, it's immediately going to grab one that's in your finger and pull it back, and start chewing on it, and pulls another one, pulls it, and the third one in your hand, it just fully starts chewing it while it's in your hand.
Can I just try ever so gently to just brush it?
Give me
on
a
the
Pokemon
side?
handling check. Because of how much work the other
Very
two have done to
delicious
make it feel relaxed, I'm gonna say difficulty's only a 5.
Oh my god!
Don't
okay.
ruin this, Coryne.
Okay.
Pokemon handling,
Okay.
difficulty
Don't
5.
I believe in you.
I rolled an 8.
8. Okay. So as you can
You're on thin
feel
ice.
your you feel the tops of it, and it's you know how hair feels right after you pulled it out of a curler, where it's twisty and warm. Yeah. It's that exact feel is the top of its head, because it's got the big
I've never wanted
hump
to
of fur.
cuddle a Vulpix more than that
Oh,
description just now.
And you can immediately it stiffens, but is still just chewing on the food.
I just want to touch you.
And it does that thing where after a minute it kind of leans into it and lets you scratch behind its ear a little bit more.
Yeah. Hey, how would you feel? And I kind of turn to look at it. How would you feel if you and I were partners?
It looks at you and then looks at the bag of food and then looks at you and goes, Vulpix.
Right! I take out a Pokeball and I try to catch it.
I'm not gonna make you roll. You guys convinced a Pokemon to join you. It just hops in the ball. You don't even need to make a roll.
After I catch
ball
the
do you use?
Vulpix,
Oh, what ball do you use? This is an important one.
I got a Premier Ball if you want it.
I'm gonna use. I have. I think I have.
Remember, you all brought
6.
Premier Balls.
Yeah, I go ahead and I put
You've
it
only
in
got enough
Premier
for a
Ball.
full team, Seth.
I do. That is true.
Okay.
That is a cosmetic change
You use the ball and it into the ball and it ding clicks. Successfully caught a Vulpix.
I hold it and I'm and I fucking start high five. I'm thank you guys so much. That's so fucking cool. Oh my
It's
god,
totally
I'm so
quiet.
excited.
Be
As you
quiet.
start doing that, in the distance you hear Magmar. Slowly start to because it's just down the way is the Magmar that you guys snuck past. And you wait for a moment, and then it was okay, it was just sleep talking for a second. Shut up, we gotta go.
I put the Pokeball away.
You put the Pokeball away. Okay. And then you start to head off. Coryne, because of how much everybody did to calm that Pokemon before you got it, I'm gonna say this Vulpix is gonna start with 2 friendship when I send you the sheet later, okay?
Oh my god.
So much.
And somebody already picked up a Firestone today, which is pretty interesting. But that was the last hex before you reach the lava chute again. And at this point in the night, none of the Magmar or Magmortar are looking down it. And you can see the kind of
Thank
cracked
God.
earth where you guys busted out of it earlier. And as the 3 of you kind of look down the dark hole that you just managed to escape today, that is where we're going to end today's session.
Oh.
Thank you guys
Wait,
for
we have
joining
to
us.
go back down that tunnel?
That's where you
Yeah,
got to go to
way
get to the
in.
Dittos.
Oh shit.
Guys, across the whole island.
Thank you
That's
guys for
so
joining
cool.
us. I'm going to pass it to that person. Thank you for watching this episode of Unbeatable. If you want to support our podcast, please subscribe here and then head over to our Patreon, because our patrons get access to early episodes, bonus content, and rules breakdowns for our games. Thank you for sticking around and stay unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fall because I am unbeatable. badge. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna be the best trainer, you just wait. And I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. The stakes are high, no we won't fold, because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. The stakes are high, no we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.